Hi, this is Steve Conger, and this is my introductory video for ITC 112 and 3180. Most of these videos won't show my face, fortunately, or my messy room, but I thought you should see it at least at the beginning here. This is a course on building web pages with Python using Django, which is a framework for using Python to create web pages. So I am going to go to the syllabus, or to Canvas. This is our home thing, but I'm going to go to the syllabus real quickly. You might see that there's a blog, GitHub, and YouTube. These are links. The blog will give us a link to the blog. I have a blog that describes how to set up a sample assignment, and the videos kind of follow what the blog does. All right, this isn't the assignment. This is an example that you can use to help build the assignment. GitHub is where I hope you will post your assignments. And also, if I look at the repositories here, this one, mislabeled 2020, is the technical example that I have done for this class. And if you look into these, you can see things like, let's do views. And it'll show you the code that was written in the videos. I uploaded each one to GitHub. And again, this is how I hope you turn in your assignments, is on GitHub. Okay, the YouTube, we have all the YouTube videos. They are all linked in the module as well. But these are for each assignment and exercise. And again, the videos do the sample, and I'm asking you to translate that into the actual assignment. I'll talk a bit about more of that as we go on. So, it is online. Office location is listed here, but I haven't been there in several months. I will answer emails, and I'll schedule 1 hour Zoom times for questions. Also, I'd really encourage you to use discussions. Discussions are a great place to do, ask questions, have other students answer it. And if we are lucky, we will have a TA this quarter who will also monitor the discussion boards. I will let you know when that's confirmed. But the discussion boards are a really good place to work out some problems. Okay. So, my web page here, this is my email. My web page doesn't really have much there. I need to update it anyway. We're going to create interactive data-driven web pages. And part of this that you have to realize is it means that there are several things going on. We will be playing with Python, of course, but we'll also be doing HTML, and we'll also need to know something about databases. So there are all of those issues that, 3 different skills: HTML, databases, and Python. They're all fairly doable, and my examples, what we're going to learn here is really the very beginnings of it. You can develop really sophisticated websites. Ours will not be. So we're talking about secure coding techniques, tests. We're going to do tests. Troubleshooting, you'll do a lot of troubleshooting. And we'll do figure out which tools to use. I'll talk about the tools here in a moment. I have a video for each lesson, as well as blog entries for each lesson. And again, we can use the features of Canvas to talk about these things. And again, the Zoom discussions and the Zoom sessions, and mostly for office hours, basically. And the discussion groups. There's no textbook, but I've given you lots of resources, and there are tons more on the web. All the assignments are posted in GitHub or in Canvas. Each assignment has a rubric to help. I prefer that all the code be posted on GitHub, and that you just post the link to GitHub in your assignment. If you get less than the 10 points, you're welcome to redo the assignment. And there's also a final project, which can be done as a group or individually. I almost prefer that it's a group, but if you do it individually, that's fine. Okay, and then there's a whole bunch of other information down here that you might want to look at about school resources and what's available. It's fairly new, so it should be current given the school closure and all. All right, so let's go back to home, which are the modules. So I'm going to do a weekly check-in every week where I say what's coming up if you're on schedule, and I will put those videos in here. I will also put this current video in the overview and check-ins. There's a video for every assignment, and then there's a bunch of other resources that I have listed in this other resources. When you get down to the assignments, I've broken them up. There's setup and configuration, models, templates, and views, testing. This one is a little different in that assignment 7, then you do 8 or 9, and then you would come back to 10. There's forms and authentication, and then there's the final project, which is basically going to be doing all this stuff again, but with a new subject of your choosing. I did give some suggestions. Let's look at an assignment. We'll do the assignment 1 setup. So, all of the assignments are going to be using Python Club. You're going to create a little website to manage a club that talks about Python. All right. The example in the blog uses Tech Review. It's a place that reviews tech items. So this is only for the example. The actual assignment will always be the Python Club. And I want to say this as many times as possible because a lot of people try to turn in the code from the tech review, the one from the videos, the one from the blog, as their own assignments. And they're not the assignments. They are just the example. Okay. So a couple of other things that I want to cover real quickly. The software that we'll be using. So Python, of course, and you need it Python 3.8 or better. Doesn't matter what your platform is. It could be Mac, it could be Linux, it could be Windows. There are some minor differences between them, but not the basic Python and Django structure is the same on any platform. So one of the things that we're going to be using also is PG admin. Let me just go back to the server here. I'll just I'm going to go back to the dashboard. Anyway, we will be making a database here, and that's where our data will be kept for our website. So Postgres is free. It's available on any system. It's usually not hard to install. I will try to dig up a video for an installation of it. I have it installed on every machine that I have, so I don't have a place to show an install, but I think I have an old video. I will dig it up and get it for you. Again, it's not hard. The current version, which might be 13 now, is fine. You will just set it up and it will do a database in it. All right, so that's one of the pieces of software. Another piece of software that I advise, so it's not required, is Visual Studio Code. This is a picture of Visual Studio Code with actually the code from the sample project in it. This is in views. One of the reasons why I like Visual Studio Code is it gives you a nice tree of all of the folders and files. And you can see it can get a little complicated. There's a lot of different folders and files. They all have to be there. They all have to be in the right place. It also gives you a terminal window where you can run things, which is excellent because you will have to do some terminal work. And again, I suggest command line rather than PowerShell for those of you with Windows. It also gives you GitHub, Git access that allows you to just push this, you know, you can commit things, you can push them up to the GitHub. You can also pull things down from the GitHub. So it's really quite a useful tool. It's free, runs on any platform. But you don't have to use this. You could use idle. You could even use text files if that's what you prefer. You could also use something more sophisticated like PyCharm if you want. Again, though, I find this one of the more useful and easy tools. And it's an easy download, easy install. I think that's about it. Python, Postgres, and Visual Studio Code. Don't go Visual Studio. Get Visual Studio Code. All right. Is there anything else I need to cover? Let's go back home. All right. I think that's all that I need to cover for right now. I will do, as I said, weekly check-ins. I will put this video that I'm making right now here. And you can send me questions. We can go to discussions. With luck, we will have a TA, but that'll announce when it's confirmed. All right. I'm going to stop the recording. Let's have a good quarter. I think this stuff is fun, but it is complicated, especially at the beginning. I guess I'll say one more thing. This is the part that'll give you the most problems. Setup and configuration. Once it's set up and configured, the rest of the stuff isn't that bad. But setup and configuration gives most people a bit of fits. But you'll do it. It'll get done and you'll get going. I'm not too worried about due dates. You can turn things in as you finished them. I don't take off for late assignments. All right, so I am going to stop the recording.